All right, I told you I'd hit the jackpot here. I meant to do this in Australia when I was here, so I'm going to show it off to you. This is apparently the game platter, and definitely Australian rules here. So let me see if I can go over this with you. All right, so what we have here is basically all the exotics in one plate. Obviously, it's a little pricey, but like I said, I'm still trying to burn through some cash. I have, so I'm told, crocodile, kangaroo steak, wild boar meatballs, and emu sausage. Basically everything all at once. I'm thinking this is a barbecue sauce, and then this is a garlic sauce for the chips. So, now that you know what I'm looking at, and what it looks like, now I get to try and test this and see what I think of it all. All right, so this is probably going to be one of my most involved ones for this since I got started on this trip. Honestly, the crocodile looks, yeah, I know, it looks like chicken. And I've had alligator before, so this should probably be the most straightforward thing here. Oh good, it comes off with the fork. Lovely. Let's just try it basic first and go on from there. Okay, first of all, it does not taste like chicken. Although, it's not unlike swordfish, strangely enough. Yeah, a little lemon sauce on this, and oh my gosh, it'd be wonderful. It's tender and juicy. And whatever they did here, there's herbs on here and all this kind of thing. It really is good. I'm gonna pollute it by dipping it in the sauce. I'm gonna say that right now. There's a little light on the sauce. No, it's just fine. That is really good. This is going to be one of those things where I regret never being able to have again. All right, let's try the boar meatballs. And these are sauced up to begin with, so I don't think I'm going to mess with them anymore than they already are. Honestly, you taste the tomato. Oh, there's pepper in there, isn't there? They have pepper in here. Oh, wow, that is strong. Yeah, you can see the flecks of pepper in there. I don't know what kind. It is not, it's not knocky on your butt spicy. This is not Carolina Reaper or anything like that. But it is, I'm going to say it's stronger than a jalapeno. Maybe a habanero? It just doesn't seem as potent as that. And it's green, not orange. I really don't know. But it's definitely peppery. It's good. I think it's really good. I think I prefer the crocodile, but holy Moses. Yeah, it doesn't require anything more. Matter of fact, it's already got almost too much on it to begin with. Yeah, I'm going to try this sauce here. Is this barbecue? Wow. That is weirdly sweet. I'm not sure I fancy it, honestly. I was assuming, given the name of this place is KC's, I was expecting a Kansas City barbecue kind of flavor to it. All right, let's try the kangaroo meat. It honestly, this first bite's gonna I have too much of the boar sauce on here, I swear. Let's try a little bit further in the steak. And yeah, it cuts like steak. It really does. It looks like steak. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you about this. And yeah, you can see for yourself. It's like a slice of steak. So here goes. It is not the tenderest of meats in the Whitsunday district, but it's not bad. It is a real chew. That's for sure. I don't know if these are wild kangaroo or if they breed them for meat. If they do, they're still quite gamey. So, yeah, let's try one more bite of this before I move on to the emu. Wow, it kind of shreds a little bit. This is not a tender cut of meat by any stretch of the imagination, and there's nothing I can do about that. But it's got a very salty sear on the outside. They really coated it before they put it on the grill there. It gives it a good salty, slightly garlicky flavor to it, I guess. But that's more the preparation rather than the meat itself. It is a little on the tough side, and honestly, if I was going to go and make steaks, I would not go to Wild Fork and get a pound of this instead of a pound of steak. It's not worth the extra expense. If it was cheaper than beef, I would go with it. There's no way that's the case. I would imagine the kangaroo are probably particularly difficult to raise in captivity, honestly. Yeah, no matter how many times I bite into it, it still requires a lot of chewing. Daniel, if you're listening to this, let me put it to you this way. I know you don't like beef because it's a tough chew for you. Though, I don't know what you're talking about now, that's right. Kangaroo is that much more so. Although, strangely enough, it's not nearly as fatty. There is no fat to this. This is all lean meat. And that is the one thing that is its one saving grace. There is no fat to get caught in your teeth or anything like that. It is just solid meat. And don't get me wrong, it's really tasty. But it will require you to use your jaw muscles to their fullest. Yeah, it really is good. It tastes very good. But it is a bit of work. It's worth the work. I don't know that it'd be worth the expense. You know, if you were going to just put together a barbecue outside, like, oh, do I get beef or do I get buffalo? Do I get ostrich? Do I get kangaroo? Yeah, kangaroo shouldn't be on the top of your list. All right. Last thing. Emu sausages. And I don't know why they'd have it in sausages. Maybe they don't make emu steaks. I mean, I remember I thought I had burgers that were made of ostrich meat, and I was amazed at how beefy those were. And I've been trying to find ostrich meat ever since. Now, I don't know if they have ostriches in Australia, but they certainly have emus, which are definitely well related to that. So, here we have emu sausages. Let's see what it's like. how do I pin down the flavor of this thing? It's not beef. It's not pork. It's not, wow, it's not like anything I recognize. It's not terribly spicy either. Certainly. It just very much stands on its own. The mouthfeel, maybe just because of how finely the meat is ground, you can just feel it. There's no gristle at all. I mean, it's not like you could cut it with your fork like this. That's a challenge. You need a knife. And I think that might be more the skin than the actual meat itself. But still, oh gosh, where do I find the words for this? There's not much salt in here. Or if it is, it's well hidden. It is definitely mostly umami with a touch of sweetness. No, maybe more salt than sweet, but not much of either of those. It's just very savory, yes. And it's not nearly the hard chew that the kangaroo was. Oh boy. Now, how do I rate these things? Oh my gosh, now I have to go back to the crocodile again. That is so tender and juicy. It's almost like you can't really compare them very well. The boar meat gets it for spice, but that's into preparation. The emu has great mouthfeel. The crocodile is tender and juicy. The kangaroo is probably the worst of the lot because of it being such a tough chew. But at the same time, it still feels like I'm having a steak. It really is. That's what it is. It's kangaroo steak. It's just not a cow. And it really does feel like that. And again, it's solid meat. There is not a bit of fat in here. In a way, that's gotta be good for you. But I think it ranks last on the totem pole compared to everything else. I would put the boar meat second to last because as tasty as it is, it's clearly the spices and the sauce on it that they felt they needed to put on here in order to cover it up, which, you know, maybe they shouldn't have done, but maybe they felt that, maybe it's just like you have to do that. The emu is a relatively gentle eat. It's not a tough chew or anything like that. And then the crocodile is number one. That's good garlic butter. Yeah, definitely the crocodile number one. I'm going to finish the kangaroo first. And I should probably just let you go because you've been listening to me rabbit on this for over 10 minutes now. But there's been so much for me to go over to tell you about. Well, I've accomplished what I wanted to do here. I got me my belt. I got to eat all the game, apart from an ostrich, but I got everything else. This is fantastic. I can't ask for more. But I'm gonna say I am so sorry that crocodile isn't available back home in the States because this really is good stuff. Not so brokenhearted about the others. You know, again, I think we could find ostrich at Wild Fork. Whether it's worth the price, I don't know. It is smooth and it's just well ground. The boar meat, again, they had to dress it up so much. That makes me think that there's something to hide in it. And of course, the kangaroo, again, it's good. Again, having a hard time really condemning it because given what it is, it's so hard to speak ill of it, and yet at the same time, it isn't really my ideal as far as the steak goes. It is kind of like there's this big, a great char around it, and it's not quite rare, but medium rare on the inside. It looks just lovely, but it is a challenge to eat. For those of you who are not beef eaters, this is not going to appeal to you at all. But it's fascinating to try it. I've finally done it. I don't need to do it again. I would like to try emu again. I would like to try ostrich again too, but no, that's another story. And the crocodile is just fantastic. I'd ask for the recipe, but it'd be kind of pointless now, wouldn't it? Anyway, that is my meal for the day. And I'm going to say, I'm going to have to let you go. And I'm going to finish this and enjoy every bite of it. Yes, even the kangaroo. And heck, even the salad has been sitting underneath the kangaroo with all of its juices coming out here. That makes a heck of a dressing. Yeah, it really is good. But yeah, fourth, third, second, number one, crocodile. I wouldn't have expected it. And honestly, given how chewy alligator is, or at least at Don's Dock, and they try very hard, and they make some really good seafood. The alligator, I was kind of like, last time I had it was a tough chew. But, yeah, maybe even tougher than kangaroo for that matter. But this crocodile, absolutely magnificent. It was better than swordfish, I tell you. Wow. Oh yeah. Oh. I am so glad I'm hungry right now. I didn't have a whole lot of breakfast. And this is so welcome, and this is so tasty. And yes, it's so expensive too, but honestly, this is something off my culinary bucket list. So that is all that really matters right now. Someday I hope to share a plate of this with somebody else. But for now, this is as close as I can get. I can have a chat with you, tell you about what I think of it, and you know, if it piques your interest, now you know where to go to. This is KC's at Airlie Beach, Queensland, Australia. Their game platter. And I tell you, it is game on. Anyway, okay, that was a great sign off, and now I have to go with my usual one. I still have another hour to kill and a fair amount of money to burn through. So, with that being said, honey, keep an eye on me. Wish me luck. I think I'm still going to need it. Bye now.